Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some squared around transition, and we're going to be doing two different types. So one with 5 bends and another one with 9 bends. So for those that just want to get to the point and see what the difference is as far as less bends or more bends, or more bends versus less bends, obviously the ones with 5 bends, like the ones that I've been doing throughout all these videos, you'll still get a radius obviously, but it'll be blocky like such. And if you add more bends, obviously like this, you'll see that it's got a smoother, more of a refined radius corner compared to this right here. So this will obviously take a little bit more time to do, meaning you have to invest a little bit more time by producing the bends, but the outcome would obviously look a lot better. And on this one, it'll take less time, but it'll have more of a blocky look to it. So that's pretty much it. Alright, and for those that want to stick around and see how I do this, alright, let's get to it. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing a 90 degrees so we can get our 6x6 square. So for 6x6, we're going to count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get our compass, sharp point on the vertical and horizontal lines meet, where the 90 degree is at. Sharp point on our 6-inch mark, we're going to lock it in place. Transfer it there. Strike an arc there, go here, swing it over, and there it is. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our 6-inch circle in the center of the square. So I'm going to go ahead and find the center points first. So 1, 2, 3, and just so you guys know, I'm going to be going a little fast on this, just because I'm assuming that for everybody that's seen all my videos or most of my videos, they kind of already know the steps as far as how to make a squared around. In this video, it's just mainly just to show the difference between the 5 bends compared to 9 bends. So I'm going to be doing half and half, and what I mean by that is I'll be making one portion like so, and then the other half is going to be like this. So this will have 9 bends, and then this I will have 5 bends. Okay, so let's go ahead and divide this now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our 6-inch circle. Okay, let's go ahead and put 3 pies there, or 3 dividing lines. So this should line up to this and should be centered because it's even. Okay, line up these crisscross arcs to the center of the circle. Same thing on this end. Okay, let's go ahead and number these. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then also here, we're going to mark this as X. Quickly explain. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is right here, but X is right here. So that's why we're going to put X. And then A is right here, which is going to be here. Okay, now let's go ahead and get a true length triangle. And on our true length triangle, we're going to go ahead and use that to establish the 5-inch height mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is going to be our 5-inch height. Okay, now let's go ahead and transfer all this information onto our true length triangle. So put your sharp point on A, and then open up to 1. I'm going to lock it in place like so, and 1 should be the same as 5. See that? 1 and 5. Okay, so put your sharp point on your true length triangle, strike an arc here, and you're going to mark this as 1 and 5. Okay, next one, 2. So since everything's in the center, 2 and 4 should be the same. I'll lock it in place like so. And there it is, 4 and 2. Sharp point on your true length triangle. And mark this as 2 and 4. Okay, and then the last one is 3. Okay, sharp point on your true length triangle. You're going to mark this as 3, and then the last one is X. So since there's no deviation from 5 to X, meaning that it'll go left or right, X is going to be right here. X right here. And again, the reason why that's going is because since 5 is here, and then X is right here, shooting straight down. So that's where we're going to put it. X is right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and do a representation of the 6-inch square right here, so we can start doing our starting points. Okay, so we want to count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to mark this as A. And then this portion we'll do later on. We're going to label this as B. So I'm going to put B right here. Alright. Okay, so just so you guys understand, this is 6 inches. Same thing here, 6 inches. Okay, now let's go ahead and use this information and start transferring it over to here so we can start doing our layout. Okay, get your compass, put it on 1, which is going to be right here. And put your pencil point on your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Okay, sharp point on A. You're going to strike an arc in the center. Put it on B now. Strike an arc. Okay, this is now going to be 1. Okay, now we want to get the distance from 1 to 2. So get your compass, Measure the distance from 1 to 2. And I'll lock it in place like so. Okay, sharp point on 1, pencil point, swing it over to the right. Okay, so somewhere around here is 2. Now go to your true length triangle. Sharp point on 2 now. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Now go to A, strike an arc, and now you found 2. Now remember, I'm not going to go this side because we're going to be using this portion to do the 9 bends. This side's going to be the one with 5 bends. Okay, let's keep going. 2 to 3. Distance from 2 to 3. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Looks pretty good right there. Okay, sharp point on 2. Swing it over, strike an arc. Okay, now go to your true length triangle and your compass and put sharp point on 3. Pencil point on your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Go to A, strike an arc, and now you found 3. Okay, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. Let's go ahead and confirm that with our compass. Looks pretty good. Put our sharp point on 3. Strike an arc. Okay, get your compass, go to 4, which is right here. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Go to A, strike an arc, and now you found 4. Okay, last one, 5. 4 to 5. Confirm the distance. Looks, we can close it maybe a little. Looks pretty good. See that? Okay, sharp point on 4. Swing it over, strike an arc. Go to your compass or your true length triangle, go to 5. Open up your pencil point to the 5-inch height mark. Okay, go to A, strike an arc, and there's 5. Let me go ahead and finish that arc. Okay, so this is now 5. Okay, now since we got this right here, and then we have this, which is right here, now we need to get this portion right here. So what we're going to do is take half of this so that we're going to reach halfway to get find our x. So we're going to put our sharp point on A and then open up your pencil point to the halfway mark, or in this case x, or 5, but in this case it's x. Put your sharp point on A and strike a random half moon arc on both sides on A and B. Okay, now go to X, sharp point on X, pencil point to your 5-inch height mark, and I'll lock it in place like so. Sharp point on A, I'm sorry, on 5, not A. Swing it down, and strike an arc, and now you found X. So that's X. Okay, let's get some lines going so we can get a shape. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do some bend marks. So these are the points that you'll be bending. So it's always A to 1, A to 2, A to 3, A to 4, and A to 5. Alright, so if everything was done correctly, they should pretty much match this. Pretty close. Alright, so we got that. Now let's go ahead and do this end right here. Let's go ahead and do this side. So this side is going to have 9 bends. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and finish this portion right here by getting our 9 pies. So we know that from here to here should be centered, so we'll just use that to our advantage. So all you're really doing here is you're repeating the same process, but now you're adding additional dividing marks right here. That's all you're doing. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Okay, let's go ahead and number these. So since we already have 1 here, let's go ahead and continue from 1. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the same thing like we did here, X, we're going to put X as well. Okay, now that we got this, let's go ahead and do a true length triangle on this corner. Okay, we are going to go 5 inches in height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be the 5-inch height mark. Okay, now let's go ahead and transfer all this information right here. So let's start with 1. So put sharp point on B. And theoretically, if everything was done correctly, 1 and 9 should be the same. There's 9 and 1. Sharp point on your true length triangle where your vertical and horizontal lines meet. Strike an arc. And we're going to call this 1 and 9. Okay, next one, 2. So same thing. 2 should be the same as 8. Pretty close. See that? Okay. Put sharp point on your true length triangle. Swing it over. Strike an arc. We're going to just call this 2 and 8. Next one, 3. 3 should be the same as 7. Okay, put it right here, strike an arc. We're going to call this 3 and 7. Okay, next one, 4. 4 should be the same as 6. Again, this only works only because the 6 by 6 square is centered to the 6-inch diameter circle. See that? Pretty close. Okay. Transfer it over to your true length triangle, strike an arc. We'll call this 4 and 6. And then the last one is B to 5. I'm gonna lock it in place like so. And strike an arc here. You're gonna call this 5. And then X should be right here. Okay, let's go ahead and start. So let's go ahead and transfer all this information on this portion of the layout. Alright, so since we got 2 there, let's go ahead and find the distance from 1 to 2. I don't know if I said 1 or 2, but you guys get the point. So let's get the distance from 1 to 2. So get your compass, open it up to the number 2. We're gonna lock it in place. Okay, you see that? Sharp point on 1, and we're gonna strike an arc. Okay, now let's go to your true length triangle. Let's look for 2. Open up your compass to your 5-inch height mark. We're gonna lock it in place like so. Sharp point on B, strike an arc. Now you found 2. Okay, next one, 3. We need to get the distance from 2 to 3. Looks pretty good. Transfer it over to your layout right here. Put sharp point on 2, strike an arc. Okay, now go to your true length triangle and look for 3. Sharp point on 3. Pencil point on your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Sharp point on B, strike an arc here. And now you found 3. Okay, 4. Distance from 3 to 4. Let's confirm that. Looks pretty close. Okay, we're going to transfer it over here. And we're going to strike an arc. Okay, now go to your true length triangle. Go to 4, which is right here. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Go to your layout, strike an arc, and now you found 4. Okay, next one, 4 to 5. Let's confirm the distance from 4 to 5. I think we can open that a little bit more. See that? It's not always perfect. Okay, there you go. Transfer that over to your layout from 4. And strike an arc outwards to find 5. Okay, go to your true length triangle, B. And go to 5. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. Sharp point on B, strike an arc, and there's your 5. Okay, we're almost there. The distance from 5 to 6. 5 to 6. Looks, we can open it up. There you go. Sharp point on 5, strike an arc outwards next to 5. Somewhere around there is going to be 6. Okay, go to your true length triangle, go to 6, sharp point on 6, pencil point on your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. Go to B, strike an arc above, and there's 6. Next one, 6 to 7. I'm going to lock it in place like so, transfer it over. Okay, now let's go ahead to your true length triangle, go to 7. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. Go to B, strike an arc, and that is 7. Okay, this is from 7 to 8. Let's confirm that with our compass. We can close that a little bit. Okay, transfer it over to your layout. Strike an arc. Okay, now let's look for 8 on your true length triangle. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. And we're going to strike an arc. And there's 8. And then the last one, 8 to 9, the distance from 8 to 9. Then transfer it over here, your layout. strike an arc. Okay, go to your true length triangle and go to 9. Open up your pencil point to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. Go to B, strike an arc above, and now you found 9. Okay, X. So since we already got this half moon arc, which represents this portion here, now we're going to go ahead and find X. So put your sharp point on X, which is here. Open it up to your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Now put your sharp point on 9. Swing it down. Strike an arc on that half moon arc, and now you found X. Okay, let's get some lines going so we can get a shape. So as you can see, now that I've done both versions, one with 5 bends and one with 9 bends, I don't know if you guys can tell the difference that the one with 9 bends takes a little bit more time to do. Obviously because you're adding more steps to it. The same process, just a little bit longer. But the radius, the finished product will come out a little neater. Okay, so let's get at our bend marks. See, these are going to be your bend marks. Also, aside from also laying it out and drawing it out, you know, that takes a little bit more time to do on the 9 versus 5 bends. You also have to bend it, obviously. Put a little more work on the bending when you start taking it to the brake or the handbrake. Okay, so if everything was done correctly, this was produced. There it is. So as you can see, they're essentially the same thing, pretty close, but one takes 9 bends and then the other one is 9 bends. Alright, and then let me just throw a little bonus here. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I add these flaps here. So this is what I do. So I always go to these corners right here, and I always bring the line down to 90 degrees. So in this case, I'm just going to go 1 inch. So go here. I'm going to produce this line. And the reason why I add this is because this extra extensions come in handy, say if you wanted to insert this end or this square 6x6 square into another vent. This will help on making sure that it goes in there nice and neat, and then you can either weld it or get it riveted. So this is just a quick bonus. Okay, let's go ahead and throw some lines so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's what we made right there. See that? So this comes in handy because you can now. Alright, my camera cut off, so I'm not sure where I left off, but like I was saying, yeah, these are really handy to have, these flaps. You don't have to go 1 inch. You can add 2 or 3 inches depending on how far you want to get this out. But these are really good to get them inserted into another piece, you know, like so. And you know, you can have that type of you know, connection from one vent to another. So yeah, that's it. So like I said, this video was mainly not really so much as to how to make a squirt around, but rather just to kind of see the differences between you know, putting more bends, you know, 9 bends as opposed to 5 bends on the squirt around transition. And obviously, like I said, it takes a little bit more time to do the one with 9 bends, but you know, the radius comes out really good. And on this one, it takes a little bit less effort, takes less time, but you'll have more of a blocky look to it. And yeah, that's it. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you find value into it and feel like someone can use it at work, let's share it so we can get more people to start learning how to do this stuff. And that's it. Have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.